have all those things that you know you love to use, especially since we'll get into the hamstrings. Make sure you have a couple of blocks or something. You can always have a stool to bring the floor up a little bit closer to you. But just make sure that you can come up off the floor pretty high, okay? So now, and I'm gonna make sure that my phone sound is off. So I've forgotten to do that a couple times in the last couple of weeks. Now take a moment to find your best seat, the seat that helps you sit the best. So that might not be sitting cross-legged. So find what it is for you this morning and take just a little bit of time to shift in your seat and feel, notice what's going on. Just notice things that might have shown up in your body over the weekend if you did anything active. And as you close your eyes, I'm gonna mute you guys because I forgot to. As you close your eyes, take a full deep breath and allow yourself to sense, notice throughout your body, all the things that are showing up. Let this time be your opportunity to tune in and be aware. With your next few breaths, as you start to come into a little bit of stillness, notice length from your tail all the way up through your spine, through the back of your neck to your crown. And then take a full deep breath, feeling your belly, your ribs, your chest expand as you inhale. Chest, ribs, belly, releasing as you exhale. Inhale to fill up and exhale to release. One more full breath this way, feeling those three parts. Connect palms together at your heart and gently press your palms together. As you press your palms together, lift your shoulders up and back, feeling shoulder blades connect onto your back, and then bow toward your heart, tucking your chin in. Take a full deep breath. Then softly opening your eyes, keep your hands where they are and your chin tucked in. And as you stay pressing gently, use that press to help you access shoulder blade engagement. And then add a little shake of your head no toward your fingertips. And then lift up through the back of your neck and shake your head no straight ahead. And then bringing your head over to the right side, tuck your chin down, and then move your left shoulder blade further onto your back. Stay pressing with your hands. Sometimes that helps to access that engagement of your shoulder blade. Full big breath. Inhale back into center, and exhale, head over to the left side and tuck your chin down. Move your right shoulder blade further onto your back. Again, stay pressing with your hands to keep accessing that engagement. Take a full breath. Inhale back into center. Now release your arms down. Roll your shoulders back a few times. And roll your shoulders forward a few times. And now shoulders up and back, lengthen up through the back of your neck. And now take right ear to your right shoulder. Take a couple big breaths here and purposely try to reach out through your left shoulder toward the left side. It won't go very far, but you might find some of your side neck muscles lengthening. Take a deep, full breath. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. And then again, right shoulder tries to reach out to the right side. You think of the muscle that's on top of your shoulder blade, your supraspinatus. Then think of that muscle on top of your shoulder blade trying to move you. Move your shoulder out to the right. Inhale, come back into center. And now take right arm out to the right side, thumb is down, and then bend your elbow and reach your hand across your back. Left hand comes to take a hold of your right wrist, and then you're gonna create a little chicken wing out to the left side. So pull your right hand out to the right, out to the left. From here, we're gonna take our head in a couple different directions. So right ear to right shoulder, tuck your chin up and down. Left ear to left shoulder, tuck your chin up and down. Inhale back up to center, release your arms. And then left hand out to the side, thumb is down. Bend your elbow, reach your hand across your back. Now take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand and create that chicken wing out to the right side. From here, left ear to left shoulder, and tuck your chin up and down. And right ear to right shoulder, and tuck your chin up and down. And now back into center, release your arms, give your shoulders just a couple rolls back. And a couple rolls forward. And now if you're sitting cross-legged, go ahead and switch the cross and shift your sitting bones. Move them back and broad. And then walk your hands forward as far as you need, and you can always have hands on blocks here if coming into this little bit of a forward fold is a little much this morning. So find that distance for yourself a little ways away from your body, and then begin to move through a cat and cow. Slowly and gently moving with your breath. Inhale, belly and heart forward. Exhale, press your spine back. And as you move here, start to notice that movement all the way from your pelvis. Think of your pelvis tilting forward and back. One more big breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale to a neutral place for your spine. Walk your hands out to the left side, and now reach your right fingertips a little bit further in that diagonal and ahead of your left hand. Reach your right sitting bone a little further into whatever you're sitting on. Take a full big breath. And now walk your hands through center and over to the right side. And now again, left fingertips walk in that diagonal and ahead of your right hand. Take a full big breath into your left side as you stay reaching through your left sitting bone. And then come back into center, and one more time, find that distance away from your body that's comfortable with your hands. Blocks if you want, and move through just 3 full breaths, cat and cow. Inhale, belly and heart forward. Exhale, press your spine back. 2 more, full inhale, long, deep exhale. 1 more. Then inhale your heart forward and shift forward onto hands and knees. And from hands and knees, we're not going to be here long, just long enough to set yourself up. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Rotate elbow pits and push with your hands, expanding into your upper back. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog pose. And as you come to down dog, notice if you've lost that rotation of your upper arm bones, re-rotate your elbow pits forward Keep that and bend through one knee at a time, allowing for your low back to do a little bit of movement, allowing for a little length through hamstrings and calf muscles. And then walk your way forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. Take as many steps as you need. You can also find blocks for underneath your hands if you would like to. Feet are in or hip distance apart and parallel. Lift and spread your toes and then put your toes down. Push them into the ground. And now think if your hamstrings are tight or your low back is tight, then take your feet even wider than hips. But then for a moment, rise up high. So you might come to a stool or a stack of books or up high onto some blocks. And then start to extend your chest forward and pedal out with your knees. So bending one knee at a time here, just like we did in down dog, except I want you to try to keep your heels down. Tendency here when we're tight through hamstrings, I'll turn sideways, is to lift one heel at a time. Instead, bend one knee at a time and let the movement happen through your hamstrings, your hips, your low back. And then back into center here, a little bend to your knees, again, high onto something with your hands, extend your heart. Keep that bend to your knees, but start to tilt your sitting bones up. And now step right foot back into your lunge. Pause, take a big breath. You can walk your hands back right underneath your shoulders. We're gonna start to move so that we can get our hamstrings a little more warmed up through movement. So as you exhale, work your front leg towards straight, your back knee bent. Inhale, bend into your front knee. Exhale, front knee straight. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. Then inhale, bend into your front knee and step forward. Exhale, left foot steps back into your lunge. And again, hands up high so you can extend your heart so you're not rounding through your spine. Now, exhale, front leg straight, back knee bent. Inhale, front knee bent. Exhale, front knee straight. Exhale, front knee bent. Two more, full inhale, full exhale. Next inhale, step forward. Lift your heart up partway, bringing your hands above your knees. Send your sitting bones up, extend your heart. Exhale, fold over your legs. Hands to hips, push your hips back, your heart forward. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Mountain pose here. So arms come down by your sides, your palms turn forward, and even think of rotating your arms so shoulder blades are engaging onto your back. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Now hands come behind you to clasp. And as you clasp, lift your shoulders up and back. Keep a bend to your elbows and try to draw your elbows toward each other. As you inhale, lift your hands away from your back. But again, you're keeping a bend to your elbows and palms pressing. Draw shoulders up and back. Begin to lift your chest. Tone your low belly and your low ribs. Next, inhale just a little bit higher with your chest. And exhale, release your arms down. Turn your palms again. Take an inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Plant your fingertips. Step your right foot back into your lunge. Turn and plant your right heel so your foot is parallel to the back of your mat. And now bring left elbow to your knee, right hand to your hip, turning to the side angle pose. Draw shoulder blades onto your back, and then stretch top arm over your ear or straight up, whichever feels the best. Keep turning open with your left knee and bending into it, even as you turn your belly and your heart more open. Exhale, both hands come down to the front of your mat, blocks or the floor, your choice. Tuck your back toes and step forward. Next exhale, left foot steps back. Turn and plant your back heel. Bring your right elbow to your knee, left hand to your hip. And as you bend into your front knee, think of shin stacking straight up and down over your arch and knee opening up. Turn your belly, turn your heart, and stretch straight up or over your ear. Big breath. Exhaling, both hands come down to the front of your mat and step all the way back to a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath. Rotating elbow pits, push from your lats out through your hands. Send your sitting bones further up. Inhale, come forward into a plank. Use knees on the ground if you would like to. Send your heart forward. Keep rotating with your upper arm bones and push. Take one more full breath right here. Pull in with your low belly and your low ribs. Then set knees down if they're not already there. Set hips back towards your heels. Take a child's pose. Full, big, deep inhale. Long, full exhale. Inhale, rise up to your hands and your knees. And now your choice. We're going to step forward into forward fold. You can do that from right here. Or you can lift your hips up and back into your downward dog to step forward. Find your way to your forward fold. Take a couple big breaths. Inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold over your legs. Hands to hips. Push your hips back, start to lift up and open through shoulders first and rise. All the way up to standing. And now you can stay standing to balance right at the front of your mat, or you can come to a wall or a chair or something to balance with. I'd love to bring my back right up against the wall for this one, so you're welcome to do that if you want to, or even a couple inches away. So find your balance onto your left foot and bring your right thigh into your hands. We've done this over the last couple weeks, at least once. This is my favorite way of saying, oh, hey, hamstrings, it's time to release. So we're doing a little press. And pressing is a Thai massage technique. So we're doing that for ourselves. So now, as you wrap your right hip down, your knee will turn a little bit to the right side and push hamstrings into your hands. Lift your sides. And then begin to extend your heel forward. Take a big inhale and exhale. Draw your heel back. Now move your hands to a different spot on the back of your leg. Press and extend. Inhale, heel draws back in. Shift to another spot. Press and extend. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, back into center. Now switch to holding on to your knee. Hug it in as close as your body is ready for, and stand tall. Exhale, foot back to the ground, and shake it out. And now second side, right foot balances, and left thigh comes into your hands. And now flex your foot and wrap your hip down so you're bringing a little more evenness to your hips. Stand tall, lift up with your torso. The back of your neck is long. Press hamstrings into your hands and begin to extend. Take an inhale and exhale. Heel draws back in. Switch where you're holding. Press and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, hug your knee in, and exhale, foot back to the ground. And then simply feel both feet on the ground. Notice your legs and how they're feeling. Close your eyes if that feels good. Take a deep breath. Then inhale, arms overhead, Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forward. If you're at the back of your mat, you're gonna walk your hands back or walk your hands forward, coming into your down dog. If you're at the front of your mat, you're gonna walk your feet back into your down dog. And then bend a couple times through your knees, one knee at a time. Checking it out, noticing what's going on for your body. And then lower knees all the way down, hips to heels. Take a child's pose and take a deep breath. And then inhale, rise to hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Take an inhale here, lift your sitting bones. And exhale, walk your feet forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. Inhale and lengthen partway. Exhale and fold over your legs. And now plant your fingertips on blocks or the floor and step right foot back into your lunge. Turn and plant your right heel so your foot's parallel to the back of your mat. And now your left hand is either on a block on the inside or the outside of your front leg, whichever feels the best to you. Work your left leg towards straight. You can shift your block where you need it to be, or you can even bring your hand above your knee. We try to avoid pushing against our shin because that tends to make us hyperextend. So keep your hand either on your block or on your thigh. Take a big breath. Wrap your left glute down and under and push your left big toe mound down. Turn your belly and your heart. Maybe stretch straight up. Take a deep breath. As you push down with your bottom hand, reach higher through your top hand. And now engage both shoulder blades. Exhaling, bend into your front knee. Plant your hands on the floor or your blocks. Tuck your back toes and step forward. Next exhale, step your left foot back into your lunge. Turn and plant your back heel. Bring your block to the inside or the outside of your right leg. Left hand to your hip. And start to work your right leg towards straight. Shift where your hand is. In that place where you're stacked. Wrap your glute down and under to help your knee turn more to the right side. Big toe mound pushes down. Turn your belly, turn your heart to the left side. If you want to, you can stretch up. Take a full big breath. On your exhale, both hands come down to the front of your mat. Bend into your front knee. And then you're setting hands down, knees back, hips to heels. Take a child's pose. Take a full breath. And now find blocks if you would like, or you can have elbows stay on the floor, but we're going to put our elbows straight out in front of us. So I want you to take hands together to begin with and walk your elbows straight out, straight ahead from your shoulders. The tendency is to walk them out wide, but that actually closes off the top of your shoulders. So walk them straight ahead and then shift your hips back as far as your body is ready for. And now from here, make fists with your hands. And then you're going to open your fists up. And as you open your fists up, rise up a little bit with your shoulders. Notice that you can probably open them up more. Keep them as open as you can as you start to settle your hips back. And then rise up again. Reopen your fists and settle hips back. Try to keep them as far open as you can. And then lift your shoulders up again. Open your fists and shift your hips back. One more time. Inhale, open it up, and exhale. And now hands come together in your prayer position. You can let your head release down. Hands can come to rest behind the back of your neck or behind your shoulders, wherever they comfortably come. Take a deep breath. And then gently push yourself up to your seat. And come all the way down onto your sitting bones. And now we're going to come to lay all the way onto our backs. And you can move aside your props But make sure that they're close enough to reach for when you come to your Shavasana. But as you lay all the way down, pull your knees up close into your chest and rock side to side. And now we're going to do the same action that we did while we were standing, maybe against the wall or something, but we're going to do this with our backs on the ground. So clasp behind the back side of your right leg, extend your left leg all the way out against the ground if that's comfortable, and then begin to pulse with your right leg into your hands. So same thing that we did before, where as you push, you reach your heel out. Moving your hands on the back of your leg, up and down the back side of your hamstrings to give that little bit of feedback for the fascia. And then about midway down your hamstrings now, and then notice your left leg and rotate your inner thigh down so your toes are aimed straight up. And then begin to draw your right leg across your body just slightly. Your hip stays on the ground. As you draw your leg across your body, keep pushing hamstrings into your hands. Take a deep breath. Then inhale back up to center. Bend your knee and squeeze your knee into your chest. And then right leg extends all the way out. Bend your left knee into your chest and clasp behind the back side of your left thigh and begin to push hamstrings into your hands. Start to find that pulsing action of moving up and down the back side of your leg with your hands. And as you pulse, just remember that you're not trying to pull your leg closer to you, but instead you're trying to push your hamstrings in. As you extend your leg through your heel, just notice if you have a tendency to hyperextend and stop before your knee completely straightens. And now find the midpoint of your back thigh, and push hamstrings into hands. Rotate your right leg so your toes are aimed up, inner thigh down. And then just slightly draw your left leg across your body, keeping your hip grounded. Stay pressing hamstrings into your hands. Big deep breath. And then inhale back into center, bend your knee and draw your knee in close. And now both feet to the ground, knees drop in together to touch. Take one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Let your eyes close and tune into a full deep breath, tuning into what's present right here, right now in your body. And then begin to set yourself up in your favorite version of Shavasana. If you have some tightness through hamstrings still, then a pillow or bolster underneath your thighs is a really helpful way to let your hamstrings release. Maybe you release your arms out, or take a rolled up blanket behind the back of your neck, or maybe you take feet together in butterfly. Find what feels the best to your body and take some big deep breaths. Begin to take a deeper breath. Add some gentle movement into fingers and into toes. As you're ready to bend your knees and roll over to one side, and slowly press yourself back up to your seat. Bringing hands together at heart center, eyes closed, take a moment for a full breath. Take a moment to check in. Have a very peaceful, very beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. Thanks, everybody.